Hi guys, hope everybody's well. We're going to tap in and we're going to ask our angel saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our space to provide love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good. We're surrounded in divine white light, so it is and so it will be. Okay. All right. So, yeah, hopefully everyone's doing awesome. Let's see what the message is for our channel today. Bottom of the deck energy is judgment, and then the 9 of swords. And maybe someone's feeling like whatever they invested their time and effort into isn't quite what they thought they were going to get out of the situation, or maybe in the position they find themselves at this point. There could be a lot of like anguish, nightmares, overthinking, nightmare-y, maybe trouble sleeping. I feel like someone's having to go through a bit of realization they could be fighting it. Let's see what the messages are further. Thank you. So someone's going through judgment, okay? And then there's this winning, favor, overcoming, persevering, being recognized. And then we have a 9 of cups. Yeah, someone is being recognized for who they truly are. Maybe the judgment is like on the outside, maybe looking in, okay, at what you have going on. Someone is being seen and being illuminated, right? So it's almost like maybe it's like you could be the one that like has had some sort of glow up. You could be experiencing your hopes and dreams coming true. I feel like you're doing really well. I feel like you're on target for your legacy, your destiny, your stability, security, enough to help others, and then some. Or just really close family ties. This can also be like, generational energy. I feel like you are moving towards peace and harmony. You're taking the lessons with you. Okay, you're on a soul's path here, a journey. I feel like you're leaving the past worries, concerns, upsets behind and moving forward with grace, okay? And courage. Like she's standing up on the paddleboard while it looks like the other person might be sitting. So I feel like this is a bit of like safe passage on your soul's path is what I'm getting. All right. You did accomplish, I'm getting like a sense of accomplishment as well. Yeah, I'm getting like you overcame what others wanted you to be subjected to. I'm getting like there was a lot of things you had to overcome. And your path is not like everyone else's path. And so you may have had to veer off for specific reasons. Like you could feel like there's a big coordinated effort here. You feel supported. Yeah, and then there's this 5 of cups. So this 5-5 energy, because we just saw the 5 of wands, we have the 5 of cups, we have the 5 of pentacles. You could be seeing that angel number or change is playing out, right? We saw the judgment card at the bottom of the deck. I'm getting like change is happening, all right? And then I have 1, 2, 2, 1, 1 on my timer over here. So I'm getting like with this 5 of cups, it's like maybe that investment made by that outside party looking in now is feeling the loss, the rejection, the abandonment. I feel like they were in illusion. They were in a fantasy land thinking that like this was going to solve all their problems. They may have done something from a shadow energy. What's this 5 of cups? Give me more. Someone is feeling the emotional loss of something, depression. Okay, there could be a reach out or someone in their feelings. Okay, maybe they're watching you do well. Okay, maybe this is about children. Also, this also could be like news from afar. Someone may want to send like a message. Okay, I'm getting like, if you look at this, it's kind of like message in a bottle. You know what I mean? There's like a message in the bottle. So what are these messages? I have a high priestess here, high priest. Okay, so something could be hidden. Something could be like not what it seems. There could be a secret here. I'm getting like not all is lost, okay? And I'm feeling like that's what this energy is too. It's like not all is lost. In fact, there's so much potential here, right? I feel like there's a lot of potential. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. Maybe someone's really upset, right, at the loss because they didn't see your potential, okay? But now they do. Now they see your potential. And it's like you've already walked away. You've already left, okay? Remember we saw that 5 of Pentacles, like you left this behind and now they're left with half that, right? Like you're the 10, they're left with the 5 of Pentacles. So it's kind of like, woe is me, right? Like they missed out on the ride, like the free ride. I feel like this person is like a free, there could be energy that does things for the sake of like personal gain, right? So it's almost like this energy when we first started had the 7 of Pentacles and we're like, you know, this person's looking at like what they invested in, time, money, effort. Maybe it didn't bring the outcome they desired because this is what they desired. And this resides with you. And this is what's happening in their neck of the woods, 10 of Swords. So they're being betrayed. So it's kind of like testing the waters possibly here to see what are the opportunities because their options there's no more options for them where they currently find themselves. And so maybe they're thinking, you know, let me bring in some sort of kind gesture, see if they're willing to speak with me. There could be information that comes along with this. Okay, so I'm getting like, yeah, they're not getting along with whoever they're with right now. Okay, there's like separation here. They could be trying to hide behind this too. Yeah, this is a father figure, someone who's kind of a tyrant, someone who abuses their power, someone who wants to use one way to get into your energy. And I feel like they're a false masculine. Okay, so this would be confirming for those who were curious, like, who is this? This is the false masculine energy here that is abusing power and has, you know, created quite a bit of upset, okay? Or they're in the energy of upset. All right, so this could be like emotional imbalance. This could be heartbroken. This could be, you know, maybe there's a lot of fighting going on where they're at and there's a lot of upset. You could be getting news about this person, okay? It could be that as well. Okay. Maybe they settled for something less, right? The 5 of Pentacles versus your energy being in the 10. And then I have a Knight of Wands. So this would be wanting to rush towards something, take action. Maybe they're wanting to rush towards you or somebody does. It's almost like they want to beat them to the punch. I just heard that. Someone might want to beat someone to the punch. Or they feel like time's running out. They feel like they could be running out of time. Maybe there's a bit of wanting to go leave a situation, right? Leaving this to find something else in like greener pastures, right? This is in that like in and out energy. Okay, so this is not someone who's thinking about the big picture here. This is like instant gratification energy. Someone heavily in their ego, okay? So this would be selfish energy, right? The Emperor and the Upright would be, you know, one that kind of like takes care of whatever dominion he has. And this is like the opposite of that. This could actually be like, you know, abandoning family dynamics and responsibilities so that they can have some sort of like, you know, passionate experience here. Yeah, King of Cups is who I'm talking about. There's some sort of like, and then a Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, someone wants to like maybe do something to connect with a Queen of Pentacles. Maybe they're seeing like the value and worth now, whereas before you left and then it's like, aha, right? There was this like, aha. You have victory over this situation. Yeah, they want some sort of fresh start here with you with the Fool. I feel like they're experiencing a lot of burdens where they're at. I feel like you need to have strong boundaries. I feel like They want to create some sort of disturbance in what you're creating here with the Ace of Wands. All right. I feel like you have something better coming along. Okay, confirming the intention here is the Devil energy. So they're operating from, like, again, like their ego. And with that Five of Pentacles, I was like, this is abandonment. This is like an abandonment trigger for this person. Okay. I feel like this is why you need to have boundaries, because this is not who you think they are. Okay. They're wearing a mask. Okay. And it's a dark one. I feel like they're, you know, heavily in their addictions as well. Whatever that is that would resonate. Okay. So, you know, if you know, it could be a heavy drinker here. I'm getting like they fell for temptation. Okay. And it's like now you're the one that's tempting. I feel like they go wherever they think they can, you know, benefit. Okay. We're going to use another deck. we're going to use another deck to clarify. All right. We have a Three of Wands. So they could be trying to make plans to see how they can move forward. Like watching, I'm getting like, look at this energy, kind of like watching over someone's shoulder, kind of whispering in the ear. Both of them, you know, are distracted, and, you know, I'm getting like this devil could have manipulated, this devil energy could have manipulated them to come after you so that there isn't a victory or success. Okay, so they could have like gang stalked online. They could have done some stuff like that. Yeah, look, Ten of Cups. You're moving on towards your Ten of Cups, okay? And then you have Temperance, okay? So this is you, you know, going and like working on your own healing. This is you moderating your life, choosing peace, harmony, you know, pouring water, creating water into wine, okay? This is like transmuting, alchemizing your experience, okay? And this could be something that you're called to do, like you're feeling like very much divinely guided and directed towards this happiness, okay? You're deserving of this. And this energy wants to create some sort of blockage, prevent you from getting there. So lo and behold, here comes that toxic masculine. Oh, I love you. I miss you. You know, nothing's working out over here. Can I come and be with you? Okay. Can I come and be with you? And, you know, let's try to make it work. Let's try to work it out. Okay. So I feel like that's kind of a bit of the vibe I'm getting here. All right. So we're going to leave it with that. We're going to use a couple other decks. Okay. Let's see. So why is this coming up first and foremost? Okay. And what do they need to know? Like what's not going to be shared, right? Like I feel like there's a bit of holding back, right? A bit of shame, disgrace. I'm getting like disgrace, okay? So I'm not so like shameful. It's a one-sided story is what this person wants to tell you. All right, so let's see. All right, here's what's up. Yeah, I'm getting like, you know, there's hidden secrets here. Someone is being controlled, manipulated, and like influenced. And I'm getting part of that influence is the other man or the other woman, or both, right? It could be both. The competition, someone getting in your way, stealing or taking what's yours, a rival or frenemy, is clarifying the devil here, as well as the Six of Wands. I feel like you have victory over this. Okay. So there is a frenemy, there's a rival. This could be for them, actually. They could be in contact with rivals in their life, like a sleeping with the enemy kind of energy, or just a group or party lifestyle that is not for them. Look at this. Someone definitely did this, okay? It talks about trying to make plans to come after, you know, your hopes and dreams, and they effed around and found out, okay? So confirming that. All right, so they took a risk and they pushed the boundaries and they experienced their consequences. 133 on my timer. So not the best idea, and they're having to learn the hard way. That's that. That's the Judgment card, as well as the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you're experiencing a lucky break. That's that free passage, the Ten of Cups. Fortunate opportunities appear. You could be Irish, four-leaf clover. It's going to come out of like nowhere. I feel like it's going to be a strike of luck, or just positive changes in your life. Like you've made positive changes in your life. And then, you know, I'm always going to toot my own horn. Luck of the Irish, okay? All right, someone is realizing something is unfair, maybe rigged, okay, in order to something to be achievable. So someone may have like stacked the decks. All right, specific outcome desired, dishonest or unethical behavior, and someone was very deceptive in order to get the outcome they wanted against, you know, a temperance angel here. Someone who's an alchemist, someone who's an empath, someone who's here to help like moderate, you know, our conscious energies and frequencies. So it's like something was unfair and unjust. All right. So unfair and unjust brings to me like it brings to me the Justice card. And so this is like spiritual balance, and then the Justice card would be like physical balance, right? Like things being made fair and just in the spiritual realm as well as the physical realm. So temperance is also like that energy for me. So something's being made right because something was done unfair, deceptive, and unethical. So there could be a bunch of like spiritual like spiritual prison, karmic backlash for stuff like this. Yeah, I feel like they came after a healer. All right. Yeah, I feel like there's maybe a public confrontation. I was getting disgrace here, so I feel like maybe someone's life or lifestyle is maybe being, you know, like exposed publicly is what I'm getting. I feel like someone could be confronting issues publicly, or someone's like front and center, okay? And this is maybe really devastating. This is kind of like airs out issues so others can witness, right? So this like intensifies things. Yeah, so someone may have been confronted in public or exposed publicly, okay? Or there was some sort of public fight. Yeah, I feel like someone is wanting to come towards you, right? I was like, some sort of peace offering, but they're playing a game, okay? That's their weird behavior. All right, so they have strategic actions. They want to assert control, okay? And like regain control of the situation so that they're the one in power, okay? I was like wicked. I'm getting like wicked. And then I'm getting asserted control, manipulation, upper hand, withholding information. I was also getting like, they're not going to tell you everything. They're going to tell you what they want you to know so that they look like they're the victim. But I'll tell you right now, they're no victim. All right. They were sitting right there in control and manipulating it all from behind the scenes. Okay. Right. They had their hand on everything. Right. And they maybe had other people do their dirty work. So don't get it twisted. They're under spiritual justice as we speak. Okay. Public confrontation, a power play, checkmate, energy. Yeah. And then I have a frenzied follower. All right. So this would be someone who like stalks, trolls your page, maybe reports your stuff if they don't like the message. I feel like this is somebody who is obsessed and is unwell. All right, so this could be like obsessively following a person, a trend, or idea without question, or considering the consequences and doing things very chaotic. So that's this Page of Wands energy. So you could hear about, or someone is going to reach out and they're in this energy. So this is like a caution. A frenzied follower. I'm getting like they could be someone who like abuses their power, like digital power. So like fake profiles, like sending fake links to get people's money. Like they're a scammer. Getting someone's a scammer, or they scammed, or this was a whole scam. They were part of a scam. Okay. They might have been trying to cover this up this whole time. Okay. That they might have set out some sort of plan to scam you. All right. And for a little while it might have worked until you caught on. And there's proof about this. Okay. They fucked around and found out. And now power play is playing out. So someone is hiding or concealing some sort of mistake. All right. Scandal, wrongdoing. They're protecting themselves. Okay. And they're in that energy of fear or exposure. Okay. And this is clarifying the Emperor in reverse. All right. So yeah, I was getting like, this is an energy that is operating from the ego. Okay. It's like their big idea, right? But they don't want to be held accountable for their big idea. So there's this whole cover up about everything. All right. And I feel like if you're like me, or you watch things like me, or whatever, I feel like, you know, they tell on themselves. Okay. And you just witness, you observe, and you let them tell on themselves. All right. I've never heard of this term, but sea lioning. It talks about being passive aggressive and trolling, pretending to be curious, but actually wants to harass and derail, cause some sort of problem. Okay. That's why this Knight of Wands wants to come towards you. It's because they want to create havoc. They want to create stress. They want to regain control by chaos, manipulation. Okay. And pretending to, you know, give a shit. They don't give a shit. Yeah, okay. I feel like there's this healing heart energy with this King of Cups. I feel like they're needing to go through some sort of emotional recovery or renewal. All right. I feel like they broke their own heart by trying to break yours. I feel like they're experiencing pain and loss. So this is that public confrontation, this fallout, okay, amongst their group, their groupies. I'm getting like flying monkeys, groupies. I feel like they're being exposed, okay? And then there's this like restoring. Someone needs to go and heal is really what it is, this King of Cups. All right, so go and heal, go get recovery, go do what you need to do to heal yourself. All right, there's so much going on behind the scenes. I can't. I can't. Oh, look at backstage drama, conflict that occurs behind the scenes. All right. Yeah, there's hidden tension, personal rivalries, and unexpected disagreements. So this could be as a result of Queen of Pentacles that they are with. Okay, so they could be with a Queen of Pentacles. And I'm getting like there's a lot of backstage drama that goes on between them. And this is like the passive aggressive energy and this heart healing energy here. So I'm getting like there's a lot of drama here between these two. That maybe isn't always seen. But I feel like it's going to be seen now. It's going to be public. Whatever it is, it's going to be made public. Okay. And then what do we have? Under maintenance. Sorry. This machine's not working. All right. You're going to have to go to a different location. It's like that. All right. So something could be under maintenance. This is like Mercury retrograde. Okay. Is what I'm getting. Because it's like technology's not working. Right? Technology fails at the worst possible time. Printer, okay, car under maintenance, unseen forces. So like whatever this is, it's like, you know, nice try, nice swing, right? There's like I'm getting like a strikeout, okay? Strikeout energy, 143 on my timer. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, it's almost like interesting time zones or location or just timings off, miscommunication, disconnection, complications. And then I have a financial windfall. Money is flowing to you effortlessly. A lottery win or hope. Money, luck, someone owes you. Okay. Interesting. Wow. Yeah, I feel like if you start getting like energy your way, really use your discernment. Okay, let people go to voicemail. Okay, I need a drink. One sec. All right. Excuse me, 144 on my timer. We're going to use this deck. We're going to clarify the other man, woman. What's this? Other aids to the devil, the temptation, yeah, someone took a risk. Partner to partner, unsafe decisions, and not thinking. I feel like there's evidence of something that someone exposed or will be exposing. Yeah. Fucking around and finding out that, you know, whatever they thought was going to be greener on the other side was not. You know, look at. All right, it says working out, negotiating with you, and begging. Okay, lucky break. Okay, building foundation, feeling safe, and starting a family. Okay, so I feel like you've removed yourself from this energy and are happy with your family, if you have one, or you're creating and focusing on a family. All right, someone is experiencing their own unfair manipulation. Okay, like a taste of their own medicine, taste of unethical behavior against them, you know, deception and dishonesty. I feel like they're furious, absolutely furious. They have built up emotions and they're very angry and they have overwhelming thoughts. Okay, I feel like it has something to do with air signs here. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right, we have confused, feeling lost, wanting to run away, trash, and facade. So there's like screenshots and proof, right? So that's why like this exposure, this public confrontation, right, is really making somebody experience maybe how they made you feel, like as far as like a harassment or bullying, slandering, defaming, deception. Like everybody thought it was funny, right? Everybody was sharing the evidence and it was super funny. But now it's like not so funny because now it's happening to them. All right, so someone has like weird motives, weird behavior, wears a mask, okay? It's just clarifying the frenzied follower, the one that obsessively follows a person, trend or idea or question. I feel like this is someone who's chaotic and, you know, considering consequences here. Yeah. All right. Next is the cover-up. This would be the Emperor in reverse. Hiding or concealing a mistake, a scandal, wrongdoing, protecting oneself, fear, or exposure. They want to have a conversation and they want you to unblock them. All right. Why? All right, they're feeling very defensive and guarded. Okay. All right, so this would be like actually wants to harass, okay, and derail. All right, they're defensive, they're building up their walls, and there's past trauma here. Okay, very good. All right, I have Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, healing heart, emotional recovery, offer experiencing, restoring some strength here. Okay, so I feel like there's a bit of denial that somebody needs recovery, help, support. All right, they could be not facing the truth about a situation. Maybe they're not wanting to seek any kind of assistance or wanting to heal a situation. I feel like that's that energy I was getting, like guilty, feeling ashamed, being distant and blamable, like regret. Maybe they're denying that they have any regrets. Okay, I'm getting like someone's very unsatisfied with the backstage drama and the person that they went to for money and stability and security. Okay, I feel like maybe that wasn't enough. Maybe they thought money was enough. Maybe they thought there was enough money. I'm getting that's not the case. Maybe that's why they fight. Okay, so now someone's feeling like, you know, unsatisfied. Unsatisfied. That's that Seven of Pentacles, right? Reaping what you've sown. Run away in the sunset, begin an adventure, and go on a vacation. Yeah, somebody wants to head your way and run away with you, away from their responsibilities, accountabilities, and their karma. However, you know, you're not interested in the beginning with them or a fresh start, and there's, you know, sorry, under maintenance, right? You're out of here. You're out of Dodge. Okay. You could be traveling. Okay. Look, they want to visit. They want to come by the house. They want to see what's going on here. They may come when you're not around, potentially. All right. Okay. Someone could be experiencing like a pregnancy scare, or is pregnant, or entrap somebody, or there's a mother figure here, like a baby mama. Okay. They're wanting to escape. Look at, it's like go behind the back of this person who's pregnant and visit you. Okay, so be aware if that applies to you in your situation. All right, someone's been caught in the act. Okay, they're ready to explode. They're dealing with like childhood wounds. They could be married to this person. Okay, maybe there's something going on here that they're really fired up about this. Whatever this is, that's creating some sort of wanting to leave the situation, head in another direction. Around winter is the time frame. So this could be something that's brewing. Okay, so I was like, what's really going on here? All right, like what's this covert operation, this cover up, this whole, you know, situation? Is that like someone, there's secrets here, right? There's something about their lifestyle, or something that's secret about their lifestyle. I'm getting like, you know, they could be in the closet, you know, whatever that might be for whoever. Okay, I feel like somebody is refusing to give in. There's silence, and there's like this anxiousness. Okay, there's this like no contact, okay? No contact is the best response for anyone that is coming towards you unexpectedly in some sort of like manipulative energy. Okay, you know this energy, you know what to expect. There's that childhood responsibilities that someone's not wanting to deal with. Okay. There could be like innocent parties involved in this, right? And then we have spiritual contract, songs. Maybe, you know, songs are reminding them about you. Yeah, someone's feeling like time's running out. All right. They could be feeling things like TikTok, right? Around fall, all right? There's going to be something that plays out for the divine femmes, okay, as it relates to an adventure or running away into the sunset, or, you know, you stepping up and helping others in some sort of way just by being you, your magical self. So good for you. That's around fall. All right. So this getaway card is you, right? Unplugging from the matrix. Okay. Experiencing something new, a new outlook on life. And maybe this is a journey that, you know, you've been praying and hoping for. All right. This past energy is reminiscing and dwelling on the past. So that's where they're at. Yeah, look at thinking of you, profile creeping, they're blocked contacts. So they're having to like search through other people's profiles, or they're creating fake profiles. They want to know if you're dating anybody. They want to know who you're talking to. They want to know information about you because you're a hermit and you quiet and they don't have access to you. All right. They could have gotten some sort of dreams or visits from the spiritual world, or you may have told this person something about a pregnancy or something that you saw, like a vision, a premonition. Maybe you read cards. Maybe this is something that came up in like conversation and now it's present in their reality. There's a bit of humiliation here. I was getting that with the 5 of Cups. Okay, appearances. This energy is like a clown, or that's the impression at this time, and they're feeling ashamed here. All right. Fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. And then we have this commitment. Okay, it came and fell on the floor. All right, so someone could be, you know, dealing with a breakup, a divorce, someone stepping out on their relationship or agreement with them. I feel like they don't share the same goals. They don't have the same dreams and aspirations in life. And, you know, I feel like someone's playing games. Yeah, they're being strung along, okay, by this energy, this commitment that they're in. I was getting like sleeping with the enemy here. Yeah, I feel like, look, someone got caught in the act here. All right, so maybe their person got caught in the act. Maybe they caught him in the act and they've been playing and stringing him along this whole time. Okay, creating some sort of burden between the two of you. There's interference here. This has to do with summertime, so that might have, being caught in the act may have happened in the summer, or flashbacks or something to that effect. Something's triggering somebody. Okay, we'll just do a couple more cards and we'll close the reading. All right. Let's see. All right, we'll take these. We have looking at photos, good times, thinking about you and dwelling on the past. Something around springtime, okay? There was something that played out. There was, you know, plotting. There was social media attacks. There was hiding themselves in those fake profiles. I was getting that. I feel like somebody wants a second chance and they're guilty, okay, or they're feeling guilty. They're wanting to rebuild and maybe reconcile here. So heads up. Heads up, buttercups. All right. You know, your free will choice. Okay, your free will choice. I feel like this person is behind the scenes jealous and envious of you. They're a snake, okay? And maybe they're getting a bit of taste of their own medicine. I feel like they're talking behind your back. They're being envious, petty, and they're attention seeking, okay? So maybe they went towards a snake because they were in that same vibration and that's how they treated you. This is a bit of like divine justice playing out, all right? Yeah, I feel like they went towards something that's just like them, which is like ravenous, insatiable, uncontrollable desires, okay? Must have and a hunger for pleasure. So I was getting like they're feeding from their wound, like they're wounding, right? They're with the devil card over here, I was getting all this temptation and all of that, and that confirms this, okay? It's like, what's that saying? You lose them how you found them. Yeah, I'm getting that. Someone's going through that lesson. Is that like, you know, if they didn't believe in karma, they're gonna soon. They're gonna understand exactly what karma is like. Yeah, look, someone may have like stolen checks and written a fake, like pretended they were someone else and cashed a check, or there's some sort of scammer. I feel like it appeared as an opportunity, but they concealed their harmful and intentions. I feel like fool's gold and pretends to have money. So take how that might resonate. I feel like somebody is really focused on like their outward appearance or how they appear to others. It's like this pop culture influence, okay? Allows pop culture to dictate or influence their reality, creates a distorted view or perception of how the real world operates. So I feel like there's a lot of fake ass shit going on over here. Okay, so that was guided to that. And I'm going to end it there, y'all. I feel like this was very telling. And so let's let that sink in a bit and let it be for who it's meant to be for. If it's not for you, that's okay. We'll see you on the next one. And I appreciate you guys all watching the channel. You know, I love you. And I will see you on the next reading. I hope you guys have the most amazing day. Bye now.